Have you ever wondered what really happened during the trial of Jesus? Most people think there was only one Jesus involved, but what if there were actually two men named Jesus standing side by side that day? One would go down in history as the Messiah, the Son of God, and the other would be remembered as a prisoner chosen by the crowd to be released. In the Gospels, during the trial before Pilate, the people were given a choice. You can find this story in Matthew 27, Mark 15, Luke 23, and John 18. But in some of the earliest manuscripts of Matthew 27:16 and 17, the prisoner we know as Barabbas is actually called Jesus Barabbas. That means the crowd wasn't just choosing between Barabbas and Jesus the Christ. They were choosing between two men named Jesus. The name Barabbas means son of the Father, so his full name, Jesus Barabbas, literally means Jesus, Son of the Father. And right beside him stood Jesus the Messiah, the true Son of the Father, almost the same title, but two completely different realities. It's similar to how Lucifer's name means light bearer or morning star, yet Jesus is also called the light of the world and the true morning star. Same kind of language, but very different outcomes. It shows how deception can look nearly identical to the truth, and that's why this is so important. The name Jesus was very common at the time, and even today many people carry the name. Just to clarify, the Messiah's original Hebrew name is Yeshua, Yeshua, a shortened form of Yehoshua, which translates to Joshua, meaning YHWH saves. There was no need for a complicated translation. Over time, the Greek Isu became Jesus in English. This also raises an interesting question. Why would the Messiah share a common name with others? I'll explore that more in a separate video. For now, just note it as a subtle but important point. Now, I want to be clear, I'm not saying 100% that his name was Jesus Barabbas, but it's written in several early manuscripts, and anyone can research it. Honestly, I first came across it on TikTok, which led me to dig deeper for myself. This brings me to a larger point. The Bible itself can be incredibly helpful. It's good for beginners. It's good for people who are trying to clean up their lives. It's good for those seeking inspiration or a reminder to love and take care of their family, themselves, and each other. There's nothing inherently wrong with the Bible. However, many of these books were written hundreds of years after the events they describe. Discrepancies appear, especially around major events like the crucifixion. For anyone who wants the truth rather than just to follow, these differences are significant and require careful consideration. So, I'm not saying that everything in the Bible is false, nor am I claiming all interpretations are correct. What I am saying is that we must look at all the facts and consider the full conclusion of the matter. We must approach the text critically, compare sources, and be willing to ask questions. As Proverbs 18:13 says, "He who answers before listening, that is his folly and his shame." We owe it to ourselves to gather all the information, analyze it carefully, and form our own understanding rather than accepting everything at face value. In short, the Bible can teach, inspire, and guide, but we must also balance respect for it with critical thinking, research, and discernment. It's about finding the truth while still appreciating the wisdom it offers. So the crowd had to choose between Jesus Barabbas, the false son of the Father, and Jesus the Messiah, the true Son of God. That choice still carries meaning today. If this made you think, please like, share, and subscribe for more topics like this.